HBO had a free preview weekend so you could get into their Curb Your Enthusiasm, which from what I can gather is a show about an old guy who complains about stuff. So he's basically like old and wealthy and, you know, fairly entitled and complains. But anyways, this opened the door for me to watch some movies that were pretty damn recent. You know, one of those being The Killing Joke. Yes, this was a straight-to-video animation, you know, these Warner Brother things they do, right? Batman tale, kind of. This is weird because it really splits the narrative up. Feels like two different little short videos put together. So the first one is very much Catwoman. Or, god damn it, Batgirl. You kind of see how you can get mixed up. They're both fine, right? So, Barbara Gordon has been Catwoman, god damn it, Batgirl, for 3 years. And things are going okay. It's just her and Batman out there fighting crime. Batman, you know, he's voiced by Kevin Conroy. The Joker appears in the latter half of this, voiced by Mark Hamill. And I think this is finally the last time he voices the Joker. I know a lot of people think he's amazing. I think Kevin Conroy's amazing. As voice talents for the respective roles, I would say sure. Kevin Conroy more so. I kind of feel that Hamill's Joker is not particularly threatening, but he has a very good laugh. I'll have to give it to him for that. I would say that the best Joker, though, is Heath Ledger. Anyways, Batgirl's stopping this robbery. There's this police chase. I hate this animation. You can tell this was straight to video. Very choppy. It's got this kind of pseudo Bruce Timm Batman animated series look that all of these animated tales from Warner Brothers try to go for. And they look cheap by comparison. They always look cheap compared to that. And I got some women coming this way, so I am turning around. Anyhow, this chase is going down. Batgirl gets involved, gets kicked off of this truck that's moving down the road, falls, confronts a guy, fights him a bit. Batman shows up, and she's like, oh, come on, he wasn't going to kill me. All this. I realize this is based on a comic book, which I own and have yet to read, but I had been intending to read here. I don't know how much of this first story is in that book, and from what I've heard from people, I'd say very little, if any. But anyhow, as two basically related stories, yeah, they do seem to coincide. This guy, this young mafioso, kind of falls for Batgirl. He's got a bit of a crush on her. Next time he stages a robbery of a place his uncle owns, she shows up at this warehouse, fights some guys, gets sedated, and then there's the implication of rape. But Batgirl shrewdly locks herself in a vault before she, and then there's cops over there. Oh shit. Okay, so Batgirl locks herself away in a vault, and everything's working out okay there. But Batman shows up and he says, hey, you could have waited for me, all this stuff, right? And she's like, no, I can handle this on my own, right? So then we have this situation where Batgirl and Batman hook up, and it's very awkward, and then they have awkward talk afterwards and such. That young mafioso guy, he's kind of taken over the family business, and he has I killed off his uncle, kind of frames Batgirl for it. They proceed to try to capture this guy. Batman gets the Batmobile shot by some rockets, but Batgirl's there to help out. However, though, they end up stopping the guy, and I'm trying to remember what happens here. I think they just straight up arrest him or something. Batgirl throws in the towel. That's really the important thing here, is that she gives up. She's like, you know what? I'm done being Batgirl. I've got a lot of other stuff to do. Hooking up with Batman was too awkward. And that's pretty much the consensus of it. Batman was going to kick her off the team anyways. With her not being Batgirl, that sets up the latter half of this about 1 hour special. What we have here is she's jogging in a park, going to meet up with your dad, comes home, and the Joker with Commissioner Gordon there shoots her in the stomach, immediately assesses he's broken her spine, and then carries off Commissioner Gordon, starts to undress Barbara, and then we have implied sexual assault. I don't know, he takes some dirty pictures, we don't see any of that, but it's our understanding that's what happened. So he has this plan to break Commissioner Gordon. We have a lot of backstory for the Joker. We see how he was the Red Hood, how he was basically tricked into being this patsy, the Red Hood, in this gang. He had his wife and unborn child killed off, seemingly by the mafia, without him really realizing it. And still he goes along with their plan. I don't even know why they needed to do that. Because, I mean, they said there's an electrical problem, but it seems like, okay, well, these guys were behind it. Killed them, right? So he's a stand-up comic, gets roped in this stuff. First day out as Red Hood, falls into a vat of some stuff because Batman interfered. And when he washes out the other end, it's the acne chemicals got him, you know, and he's the Joker, right? So, how awesome is it that all of Joker's backstory can really be had in the course of a couple hours in one day. So he says like how he had a bad day, he became the Joker. He's going to show Commissioner Gordon how he could have a bad day. I'm going to try going this way here. And how he'll change. So he strips down Commissioner Gordon, takes him on this amusement park ride, and shows him all this different stuff. The naked photos of Barbara. Humiliates him, tries to show him that Batman is above the law. How come the law doesn't go after bats? And he's going to break him, but still, Commissioner Gordon persists. We got to bring him in by the book. Batman shows up, and he's out for blood, but he tells him, hey, you couldn't break him. They're having a fight in this fun house. I'm still bringing you in. And then Joker's like, you know what? I'm fighting you still, but I have to kind of give up here. Batman gives this soliloquy about how he doesn't want to have to kill the Joker, but how it seems like one day or the other, one of them is going to kill the other one. So let me bring you in. I can teach you, rehabilitate you. You know, there's still maybe some good inside you, he's saying. I don't know if you're expected to really believe that or not, but he says, you know, you had a bad day too, right? Then the Joker tells a joke. He just all of a sudden says, this reminds me of a joke. Two inmates in an insane asylum are plotting an escape. One of them jumps across this rooftop. The other one, who's afraid of heights, can't make the jump. So the other one says, hey, I'll take my flashlight, aim it across the sky here, and you can walk across the beam. And he goes, what, do you think I am crazy? You'll just turn the light off halfway. And then they laugh. This is like the first time I've heard Batman laugh, particularly in these animated things. And that's in the end of it. So maybe that's the killing joke. Is it the idea of the joke that killed? I don't really know. But yeah, cheap animation, very awkward in the way the narrative gets split here. There's not many movies that really do that well. And even the ones that do that well, I feel like don't. Like, for example, The Right Stuff, another spaceship movie, 2001 Space Odyssey, where it seems like you really try to split up who's the lead and what have you. Yeah, it's awkward. Not a huge fan of this. Maybe if you're a hardcore Bat fan, particularly for Conroy and Hamill, you may check it out. I would assume that the comic book's better. There are some good lines in this. I mean, there's a point where Batman has to jump on a guy. He's going to beat him into giving up some information. He says, I'm going to count to 10. 1, 9. I'll talk. That was cool. There were a few good parts. I'm assuming this stuff might have been in the comic book, which I sound like an idiot for owning but not reading. But hey, I bought it. It was like a Gym Mint 10, and I got it real cheap when the market was bad, and now it's worth some dough. And I may have to sell it to continue this vlog nobody watches. I give The Killing Joke from 2016 2 out of 4 stars.